That is the name of the show, Kiosk Toronto. My co-host Howard Kamin and Paula Lawrence has joined us today. Welcome, Paula.
Oh, thank you.
It's very nice to have you. Paula is a real estate agent. Tell us who you're with now, because
I'm with Royal LePage Signature.
Royal LePage Signature. Yeah, and there's a special group like the Real Estate Center.
Yes, the Real Estate Center. It's a team. I have a lot of help because tech support, assistance with that team. So.
Yeah, and I think that's led by Simon Giannini, right?
That's right.
Who's a very innovative marketer.
That's right.
And I know you guys have some very good lease-to-own products as well.
Yes, we do.
For people who can't quite afford to. But first, I mean, tell us what's going on with the real estate market. Is there any softening of the real estate market this year?
Not from what I've been seeing. The market is, as we've heard before, on fire. Multiple offer situations. The other night I had an offer on a house in Markham, and it actually went over asking $100,000.
Wow.
And I would have never have guessed. So we weren't quite there. We had offered more, but so the market is strong.
Wow.
We have a lot of immigrants coming, and there's a big demand.
I hear a lot, there's a lot of buyers out there and not enough inventory, not enough
That's
people
right.
that want to sell. So does that create an opportunity to go to people and say to them that, there is an opportunity for them to sell their home at a higher price than maybe what it's worth?
There certainly is at this time in the spring market. If somebody wants to sell, it's a great time. The only thing, the little trick is where do you move? I get a lot of that. Well, if I sold, where do I move? So we can certainly find a house, but the sellers are in the driver's seat right now. Mm-hmm.
So in this case where it went $100,000 over asking, do you think that the sellers, because I've heard that sometimes a strategy to induce multiple bids will be to price a little too low?
Yeah. In this case, the house was priced slightly lower, but I think somebody really wanted to live there, and because they really overpaid. It didn't, normally with multiple offers, if you look around, usually we will see the value in the neighborhood, and then we feel comfortable putting a price up to where the value is still there. But in this case, this house needed renos, and I think it was just over. They just got a lot of money for their house.
My sister actually is a real estate agent in New York. She works a very broad market there in New York City. And one of the biggest challenges she has there is getting financing because of all the problems that have happened through the banking industry over the last 5 or 6 years. So I was wondering if here in Toronto you have the same type of challenges when trying to get homes closed and getting the financings in place with banks and things like that.
Certainly in this last year, things have tightened up a bit, and but I don't find people are having. I've seen a difference where they may have to put more down, or they have to qualify at a higher rate. But Canadians, we're in a good position, and I haven't had any deals really fall through on financing. So.
What about this land transfer, the Toronto land transfer tax issue? Has that affected the market, do you think?
Well, in the 905 area, it's stayed the same. In Toronto, it's practically doubled, but I don't think it's really affected anybody because the sales are still very strong in Toronto.
Right.
So, not really.
Do you think our mayor is going to be successful in getting rid of it? I mean, I think he promised that, right, Rob Ford?
Well, we're all looking forward to that, and we're keeping our fingers crossed, but, hopefully. So.
Yeah.
What's always amazed me in the city of Toronto is everywhere you drive, you see new condo buildings being put up, and everywhere, downtown, in the suburbs, everywhere is condos, 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 and they've become quite expensive based on what they've had that. What's your opinion on all that? How there's been such a large...
Condominiums are going to become the first-time home for a lot of buyers because it's actually, they are expensive, but they still are below what homes are. So condos, there's a big demand. There's a lot of immigrants coming again, and we're going to be filling all the condos, as first-time homes, and so there's big demand, and I see the future of condos from all the studies we've looked at, that it's just going to continue, and we need actually more than they're building. It's surprising, but that's what we're thinking.
Yeah. Paula, how do you get your referrals? Do you? I think at one point you were doing a lot of door knocking, which is not an easy thing to do, but you were very, really, yeah.
Well, talking to people is the only way you can sell real estate. So that's what I do. I'm on the phone, especially if someone's looking in an area to live. I'll phone that street to try to find a house for them, because on MLS, right now they were saying there's a shortage of listings. Like it's down 16% from last year this month. So I look for listings. I'm on the phone. I'm door knocking. I'm networking, even in social events, and that's how I get my business. So,
I went to a seminar that your group put on about this rent to own. Do you want to tell us about that? Is there a lot of activity in that area? Or?
Yes, a rent to own is a new. Well, it's not new. It's been going on for a long time, but we've actually have a system set up where we have investors that want to invest in real estate, but then they're afraid of being landlords and all the headaches that everybody's heard about being a landlord. So what we do is we find the tenant before we even find the property. The tenant actually picks, and we make sure the tenant's qualified. So that in 3 years they'll be able to qualify for their own mortgage. And then we sort of marry an investor with a tenant, and as the realtor and the tenants, we go and find the house of their dreams on MLS, of the tenant's dream. The investor will purchase the home, and we have contracts in place that, there's a occupancy fee, and everybody, and all the contracts are signed, and then in 3 years the tenant will qualify for their own mortgage to buy their dream home. So this is a faster way for tenants to, live their dream by purchasing today instead of renting and hoping.
So why wouldn't they just go out and buy the house today? Are there
Well,
issues?
this program is for people that perhaps went through some rough times, divorces and all that, where their credit score isn't quite up to par. So what we help them, it takes about 3 years to improve the credit score. So through our help, they'll improve the credit score to qualify for that mortgage 3 years from now. So then they also have a plan to work towards.
What are interest rates like, mortgage rates like these days?
They're really low.
Still, because we heard talk about rates going up.
That's right. But, there's a lot of talk of that, but right now, this is emergency low interest rates. So
Emergency?
Well, people think they're going to go up. Well, they have to, because I don't think they can go any lower. So that's why their interest rates...
Still under 5%, 4%, 3%?
Oh, yeah. I heard somewhere you could get as low as 3.85 for a 5-year term. 2.1 variable. That's amazing. So
very good. Excellent. So now, how do people get hold of you, Paula?
Well, you can reach me on my cell phone, direct line.
Sure.
Can I say
it? Yeah,
it?
go ahead.
416-930-5506.
Okay.
And we can talk.
Okay, so Paula Lawrence, why don't you give the number just one more time in case people are running to get a pen or something like that.
416-930-5506. That's my direct line. I'd be happy to talk to anybody. Thank you.
Okay, Paula, thanks very much for the real estate update. We appreciate
Thank
you
for having me.
joining us here. We're going to take a short break. In just a moment, we're going to have Emmanuel Lopez, Motivator Man. It promises to be exciting. Hang in there. We'll be right back.